It is now 1998. Nowell has semigrated from Johannesburg to Cape Town. She's found the violence in Gauteng just too much to handle. Besides, her house is now so big because she's divorced and all her kids are in Australia. So she's bought a nice penthouse in Sea Point overlooking the sea. Of course, tourists are flocking to Cape Town to follow in the steps of Nelson Mandela. Robben Island is a favorite place of pilgrimage. And of course, Nowell must also be there.
Nimrod! Nimrod, oi! Help Madam Goldie there. Come. Where's Dora? Dora! Come now, careful. Come, darling, give me your hand. Nimrod, look after Madam's car. Give her a hand, hey? Come. Give me the bag. Careful. Nonsense. You're not okay. You're here with me. Move it now.
I'm burning up.
Now, where's Dora? Come on, go and lie down on the sofa. Where's Dora? Bring a glass of water.
I need morphine and cocaine.
You're not raving now, Goldie. You're just sunburnt. Come on, settle down.
Oh,
I told her to put on sun cream.
So you two are talking again?
She was in the queue.
You stood in a queue?
I had no choice.
I'm dying, Dora.
How was it?
Look at that. Look at that.
Windsurfers?
No man, Robben Island.
I've never been there.
Thanks to me, I protected you. Sounds so stupid now, hey? All those placards and posters, illegal marches, breaking stupid laws for what?
For democracy.
For this?
Equality.
You still call me madam?
You pay my salary.
You can call me Nowell.
Okay, Nowell.
Miss Nowell.
Do I have to crawl out onto the street and be discovered by the press?
Oh, God. Listen, don't you have any mooty in your mooty box for her?
My box is packed.
Dora, you can't take your mooty box with you. Hardened drug dealers have been in jail for 10 years for what you've got in your mooty box.
It's just my mooty, madam.
But do you have mooty for sunburn?
Yeah. A hat and a number 96 sun shield.
5 a.m. this morning, I get up to be at the waterfront by 8 o'clock. Now, you ask yourself why? To welcome the Queen of England or Portugal or Norway, who's coming to have her photograph taken with Nelson Mandela? No, my dear. To go to Robben Island.
Oh, God, I'm dying, I swear to God.
No. It's not that bad.
Oh, cancer.
Colored.
Huh?
Your skin will go brown, and then you can get a top job as PRO. In spite of the fact that your nails are too long, and you can't even spell the word reconciliation.
Are you making fun of me, Dora?
Would I make fun of you, Miss Goldie?
Too sick to think. Oh, Robben Island, God. If I hear another Amantla away too, I'll platz.
You're on holiday down here, Miss Goldie?
I'm thinking of semigrating to Cape Town. Gauteng is too horrible, all that violence. I swear to God, last week, Mervyn and I were hijacked in our own driveway. They made us lie on the ground. They took my watch and my rings. They wanted my snakeskin handbag. But I fought like a tiger.
Fighting over a stupid handbag.
A snakeskin handbag? Anyway, they got it in the end. I said to him, look, boy, take the snakeskin handbag and the snakeskin shoes. I'll never find another bag to match.
I've been thinking,
I thought I smelled something burning.
they say that out of the 37 million of us in South Africa, only 1.5 million are paying income tax.
That's me and you, darling.
I'm shocked. Now I know where my taxpayers' money is going. It's not going into health or welfare or education. It's all going into Robben Island.
Oh, why?
Because Robben Island is now becoming a, quote, monument to the struggle for democracy, unquote. Oh, wake me when it's over.
What monument?
It's a monument to us white liberals.
You mean you white liberals? I always voted Nat.
Yes, but you stayed in South Africa when everybody else ran overseas. You stayed. We deserve a monument. We, who treated our servants like decent human beings in spite of the fact that they behaved like kafirs. What about us?
How can you use that K word?
Only in the context of what I'm saying.
It's a horrible word, Nowell.
Oh, good morning from the person who votes Nat.
Look, I'm not going to fight with you about the word kafir. Do you understand? I just want you to know that I never use the word kafir. It never passes my lips. Never.
Ach, it's just a word. Look at Robben Island. Prime real estate. Can you imagine how many billions of rand we could make if we sold Robben Island?
So why don't you get Pam Golding to sell it to Michael Jackson?
What'll he do with it?
Turn it into a human rights creche?
Well, then we'll get the R1 million to build 1 million houses, heal 1 million people, pay the 1 million pensions.
And we can put a symphony orchestra into every township.
You get my drift, doll? And that's the truth, eh? But don't tell anybody I'm telling the truth. I'm a member of the ANC. If they find out I tell the truth, they chuck me out of the party. Dora, how far are you? Come. Oh, Goldie, for God's sake, sit down calmly. I can see lots of new lions scrambling to take position under your eyes.
Oh, my God, I won't breathe.
Miss Goldie should be sleeping. I gave her some special muti,
What, dried leaves, crushed roots, the testicles of an elephant?
disprints, and lots of liquids. You white people are so ridiculous.
Hey, Dora, don't be racist.
I'm black.
You should have come with me today, man.
Madam, I stand on the balcony every day, looking out at Robben Island, as I hang your underwear to dry. I feel like Moses, looking at the promised land, but I know I don't have to go there.
Only cost 56 rand a ticket, eh?
I'm scared of water.
That's what I said to Mr. Eriksson, the Swedish tourist. The sea was so calm it was like glass. He kept on saying, why didn't these black prisoners try to escape from Robben Island? I said they were scared of water.
They're scared of cold water. You try and swim from Robben Island to here.
Dora, I wasn't meaning to swim. I was actually meaning to walk.
Yes. If Nelson Mandela walked across the water, you whites would just say, shame. Nelson can't swim.
Hey, Dora, sis, man. Goldie, are you awake? Listen to her. Hey, Goldie, listen. Oi. Huh? Are you still awake? Oh, God. Shame she's really got old. I met her in the queue. Can you believe it? Getting up at 5 a.m. to go and buy a ticket to go to Robben Island, and I found myself standing in a queue.
Can't you understand what I'm saying? There's that horrible Nowell farm. Let me look the other way.
That old woman in the queue looks just like my Joburg friend Goldie's going to look one day. I can't stand that bitch. Oh, come on, comrades, hurry, hurry. I can't believe the chutzpah, man. After everything I've done in the struggle, now I've got to stand in a queue to go to Robben Island now. I'm sorry, doll. I don't stand in queues.
You wait here.
Are you German?
Swedish.
Oh, it's your first visit to Cape Town.
Yeah.
You've still got your wallet.
Excuse me?
Just joking. Never mind. Movement in the jungle. Wait, wait. Comrade, Amanda, listen, why am I standing in a queue?
He was on Robben Island.
Oh, salam. Excuse me. Listen, my name is Nowell Fan, and I was in the struggle. Okay, now why am I standing in a queue?
If you whites, you want to go to Robben Island, they've first got to suffer, baby. Suffer.
Oh, and a mandla to you too. Suffer. Did I suffer? Southeaster wind, sunburn, a seagull shattered my hair. I was sick on the boat. What a schlep. Anyway, cut to the car chase. Eventually we get to Robben Island. You know, this is such a moving experience for me.
You were here in the prison during the struggle?
We're not exactly here, but I bathed a black baby for democracy.
Yeah?
I swear to God, during a state of emergency in Johannesburg, I risked my life and my husband's new car to go into a black township, get a black baby, and bath it. I bathed it, not my maid Dora, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anyway, Dora says they don't bath black babies, they just have new ones. Oh my God, I don't believe it. Oi, Goldie! Psst. Oh, I should be so lucky. My best friend from Gauteng.
Well, fun. What are you doing here?
Goldie Kipple, what are you doing here? Oh,
Well, I wanted to see this place for myself, Robben Island. It looks more like a holiday camp, not at all like Alcatraz.
How, madam? How can you be so insincere?
I am too exhausted to fight with Goldie. Anyway, we get to the island. Wherever you look are waters from the bad old days. Big, fat Afrikaners with broken noses and cauliflower ears, all looking like Louis late on Prozac. All wearing T-shirts saying, I was nice to Nelson.
And on the back, so that's why I got amnesty, so there.
You're not supposed to be listening, Goldie. You're supposed to be dead.
Yes, well, I need to go to the toilet,
Help me,
Nowell.
Dora.
I'm not an invalid, you know. Where is it?
Second down to the right. Careful.
So,
Careful, careful. Don't touch anything.
ooh, whose room is that?
My room.
Ah, so why are you packing? Has she fired you?
No, she's coming with me.
Ah, you leaving today?
Tomorrow morning.
Go wee, Goldie,
Right,
please.
Go.
So where was I?
Robben Island.
Oh, yes. So eventually we get to Section B, which is where they spent all those years in solitary confinement.
Yeah, I saw it in the film of Mandela.
No, man, that was a Hollywood film. This was for real.
Yes, well, I don't know if I'm strong enough for this.
Be strong enough, Goldie. Be very strong. And then try to forget that you voted for these nationalist bastards who were responsible for all this, eh?
No, well,
Now it is in these cells that the state president, Mr. Nelson Mandela, spent 18 of his 27 years behind bars. Now cell number 5, for instance, is the state president's cell. That's where he spent 18 of his years behind bars. In this cell, you can see there is a mat, scissor mat, and felt mat, and about 3 blankets. Now inmates slept on those mats from the 60s up until the late 70s. Now, the first person to receive a bed, in fact, was the state president himself.
They painted all to look bad.
No, not to look bad, but maybe just to show how bad things were supposed to be when they weren't so bad at all. I mean, look, if Robben Island was really so terrible, how come everybody survived? A whole government.
And they can't wait to get back.
No, the whole place was just too revolutionary Rococo a la Schindler's List. Oh, and the emotion. Even the Japanese were in tears. You'd swear this was Disneyland. Then we get to the souvenir shop. That's called the Hard Rock Cafe.
look, Nowell, a tin cup that cost 50 rand. Our garden boy drank out of one that cost 5.
Well, your garden boy didn't become president. Look at all this cuck.
A genuine piece of Robben Island rock.
Hey?
Came from the quarry on the island, where our present government spent a lot of time thinking.
Well, it could come from anywhere else, you know.
Hold it to your ear. Go on. So, what do you hear?
What am I listening for?
Do you hear the sea?
In a rock? No,
No.
no.
But if you listen carefully, you can hear Michael Jackson singing Nkosi Sikelele Africa.
Yeah, I hear it.
Michael Jackson singing.
Yes, Nowell. It's a Dolby recording. This man is making a fool of you. Come on.
You don't recognize me.
Hey? Oh, listen, are you someone famous? Oh, Palo Jordan.
No, Mvuyo Kumalo.
I recognize you from the TV.
Oh, yes. You're the minister of...
The minister of,
I'm not a minister. Hey, you should get one of these. It's a perfect anti-hijacking device.
Oh, outstanding. I'll have 2.
Well, I don't want one.
No, man, it's not for you. It's for Dora. Listen, give me a few minutes. Keep this on your head. You get terrible sunstroke, remember. Listen, you are an actor. I've seen you.
You've had me
I've had you.
behind the garage.
I've had you behind the garage.
1983.
I don't remember the 80s.
Maybe you'll remember this.
Nimrod.
You could never forget that.
Nowell! A toilet roll with P.W. Pointer's face all over it.
Look busy, look busy, look busy. Keep the sun off your face, Goldie. Oh, right. 1983.
That's me, madam.
Oh, shame. We always wondered whatever happened to you. You disappeared so quickly.
I was arrested.
You didn't steal from us, did you, Nimrod?
Burnt my passbook.
Silly boy. So they probably locked you up in Polsmoor prison for a week's holiday, eh?
10 years on Robben Island.
You're joking.
This was my home. That was my rockery. Come, let me show you.
What a fantastic place to spend 10 years. I mean, look at that view.
Yes. It's the first time I'm seeing it.
Eh?
You see, we never had windows. I never saw the view.
You're joking.
No windows, no life, just prison.
But how did they manage to hide that mountain?
As easily as they could hide the prison.
Oh, it must have been too horrible, Nimrod.
Yeah. The sea was our heartbeat. Yes, it was hard. But we're all together, all on the same boat.
As the captain said on the Titanic.
We knew we're not criminals. We were students of politics. And this was the University of Robben Island.
And you graduated.
Yes, I studied for a degree. And I'm working for the Minister of Water Affairs.
Still watering the garden, Nimrod?
Yes, madam. And what should I call you?
What would you call someone very special?
Mama?
Do you mind if I still call you Nimrod?
Tell me more about that gorgeous black man in the shop.
He was a gorgeous black man in the shop.
It looked to me as though you knew him.
Well, I thought I did, but I was wrong. Eventually, we all get back to the boat. Now, listen, we've been through this whole experience together. We've taken photographs, we've brought souvenirs. You know, we're starting to bond. Eh?
Swapping email addresses.
Holding hands, singing protest songs.
We shall overcome.
Of course, Isikileli.
How much is that doggy in the window?
You know, the usual. We get back to the waterfront. Chaos. Oh, my God, Goldie, look at you.
Why, what's wrong?
Look, look, look.
Oh, I'm so burnt.
Didn't you know there's a hole in the ouzo layer?
Not ouzo, ouzon.
Mr. Eriksson, ouzone is what they drink in Greece. God, these Scandinavians think they know everything. Bye.
Goodbye.
Shame, I said to him. I said, Eriksson, you must tell those Danes and Swedes and Norwegians to stop sending all this money to South Africa. First of all, we don't need all that money, and secondly, it gets stolen. No, he said, the Scandinavians always look after the underdog.
Please, they've just got a guilty conscience, those Swedes. Thousands of years ago, they raped the whole of Europe. And that's why everyone's got blue eyes.
It takes me 2 hours in a traffic jam before I get back to my flat here in Bantry Bay. And I swear to God, it feels like I've been on Robben Island for 27 years without the promise of a presidency or a quick divorce. Oh, God, I'm absolutely finished. Of course, my 1983 Nimrod told me that the United Nations has put Robben Island on a par with Auschwitz and Hiroshima. I'm not so sure about that. I've never heard of anybody who spent 27 years at Auschwitz. And nobody came out of Hiroshima to become president, that's for sure. My 1983 Nimrod.
Are you all right, madam?
Hey, why?
You're mumbling to yourself again.
Oh, I need a drink. Oh, and the Boeing's already flown over. I drink to the most beautiful place in the world. What did we do to deserve all this?
Ran away from other countries.
Not me, Miss Goldie.
Don't you think this is beautiful, Dora?
Yes, it's very nice, madam.
But you black people don't notice views.
Sometimes I really wonder if they didn't also take out your brain when you had your first facelift.
Don't be rude to me, Dora.
I love my country, Miss Goldie.
But you're going to Australia.
I've never been overseas. Excuse me, madam. I have to get on with my packing.
God, Goldie, how could you be so brutal?
Ask a question.
She's also got feelings, you know.
So, why have you put her in a flat right across from the prison island where her people suffered? Where are your feelings?
I should live in Fishhook just because my maid prefers the views there. Well, I mean, what is the ANC doing with Robben Island? For heaven's sake, leave it alone. It's such a perfect symbol of the struggle. Let it live in the eye of the beholder, but oh no, any excuse to make a quick buck.
And that tour today was far too expensive. It just wasn't enough to see. I won't go again, that's for sure.
I'm glad I went. I think everybody should go, if only to see the view.
I hear the government are having a lot of expensive parties there.
My dear, any third-rate American movie star who arrives here, we white liberals are forced to pay R250,000 to go to Robben Island, sit in a cell, and have dinner with 6 ex-convicts, putu pap and beer.
You're joking.
R250,000.
So do yourself a favour, Nowell. Open your front door, invite the first 6 people in off the street, and you've got your ex-convicts.
All this greed. Money, money, money. But then again, maybe ANC doesn't stand for African National Congress. Maybe it now stands for a nice check.
Well, doll, we've got the best government money can buy.
Spoken like a true nationalist. It's just those dinner parties on Robben Island that really freak me out. I've never heard of any Jews having a bar mitzvah at Auschwitz, have you? Dora, how far are you? You'll need your passport and your visa. And don't forget your bottle of seawater. Oh, and Dora, when we get to Australia, don't call me anything, hey? Let's find out what the Vietnamese girls are calling their madams first, okay? Can't believe it. I'm going to Australia. I'm so excited. Going to see my kids. Do you remember Lauren, Selwyn, Bernard? They're doing so well down under. But you know, they really miss Cape Town. So I brought them a fantastic souvenir. The maid, Dora. Okay, Dora, remember we've got to take the N2 to the airport. Qantas Airlines hates passengers to be late. And Goldie's taking us. I don't want her car to be hijacked or stoned. Okay. Oh, my God. This is not me. I swear. But Dora says this is what all Causa virgins look like. Come, Goldie, hurry, hurry, hurry.
Stop shouting at me, Nowell. I'm
Come, get in the car, get in the car. Dora, be careful of those bags. They are very expensive bags. Get in the back, man. Come, hurry. Who's got my gun? Look under the seat. My gun's there. Take your water. I don't want to have to come back for your water.
Yes, madam.
Run. In. Okay, Goldie, get us one of those things. Dora, get the bags. Ah. Oh, shit. Oh, darling.
Go well, Nowell. Be good, Dora.
Oh, Dora, relax. You with me in first class, eh? That's one way to get our money out of South Africa. Aye. And over the weekend, we'll be back in Perth with Lauren and the grandchildren, sitting around a braai place, surrounded by all those ex-white South Africans, wondering if they did the right thing by running away so soon. What should we tell them? That, yes, South Africa's of crime and violence and confusion and a gravy train and fear, all the things that make it a very successful third world African democracy. Or do I just tell them what they want to hear? Do I say to them, oh, Dawes, you were so right to run away when you did. I've just been to Robben Island. Let me tell you, it's worse than Auschwitz. Makes Hiroshima look like a joke, I swear to Ngozi.